Welcome back to my channel. I hope you all had a wonderful week. My week was filled with a lot of fun things. I won't bore you with the work related things because we all know that's not, it is fun, but sometimes it can get a little bit not fun. So I did end up going to a local yarn store here to find out if they taught um, spinning. I've been very interested in spinning, interested in learning a little bit more about, in depth, about the fibers, the type of, sheep, alpaca, just where it's coming from, the source. Just really want to learn about that a little bit more. And then, of course, about spinning. And so that was kind of exciting because she did introduce me just a little bit on a drop spindle and how it works. So I'm looking forward to going back there and kind of using it again. I really wanted to make sure that it was going to be something that I really wanted to do before investing in it, because as we all know, hobbies can become quite pricey. So I didn't want to invest in a wheel or a spindle or really any of the other, I think there's like some electric wheels, and obviously that's like for probably maybe down the road if I really get into it. But I didn't really want to quite do that until I tried it out and made sure that I did want to indeed continue learning. So far, yes, I do. And I see myself adding that to my list of things that I like to do. So who knows, maybe there'll be a little bit more on that in the future. So that was exciting. I also went to Michael's just to pick up a quick, I wanted something bigger, but I know I probably could have gotten something bigger like on Amazon. I just didn't feel like waiting. So I went to Michael's to see if they had a color wheel, and they did. They had this cute little pocket color wheel. It's got a backside too. And this is another thing that I am becoming very interested in. I don't know why I haven't. Probably should have a long time ago. Just haven't. But just learning more about color theory. So I'm hoping to find something online, take a course, maybe there's something here on YouTube. I haven't really quite looked into it on color theory and learning more about how the colors complement each other, because even though I haven't really been the greatest at it, I think the colors I have picked in the past have worked pretty well, but I still would like to just get a better, get more knowledge on it. And this did actually help this last week, because I started a new project and I had picked out colors, but I think the colors, once I looked at this and really kind of saw, okay, well, what's going to complement this color with this color, I think it helped me pick better colors. Not to say that the other colors that I picked wouldn't have gone great, but I think this did help me. So you'll see that in a little bit with the work in progress. The other thing too that happened this last week is my sister surprised me with a beautiful baby shower. That was just an amazing thing. It was so beautiful. It was kind of like a tea party / garden party. And it just turned out so beautiful. It was kind of my theme thing. I really like tea. And it just turned out so beautiful. I was very thankful for that. I'm not really a person who likes to be the center of attention or have little things be done for me, so it was kind of like shocking, but it was great overall. And another surprise that ended up happening was that my mom came over here and surprised us, because she doesn't live in the same state. So that was a very, very nice surprise. I won't lie, I kind of had suspected something was going on, but still a wonderful thing. So that was really fun. This baby's already very spoiled, even though I'm trying not to have her be spoiled, but I know it's going to be tough because she probably will. And not too much on baby, but she's doing good. Only new thing there is I'm assuming, or at least people have been telling me, it's sciatica pain. So I'm that hasn't been very fun, but you know, just a few more weeks and we'll be good. Hopefully there, because it tends to go away. So yeah, so it was a great productive week for me. Um, you'll see in my work in progress. We'll talk about that in a little bit. So yeah, I wanted to kind of start off by giving a little background about how I started crocheting and knitting. Just a quick little brief thing because I didn't really talk about that last time. So for crocheting, I learned when I was really young, probably 6, 7 years old, maybe 8, but I don't think it was, I think it was more 6 or 7. And I learned from my aunt on my dad's side. And she had just taught me I mean, this is the memory I have. I mean, obviously I was young, so I don't know exactly if I'm correct on all the details, but I just remember seeing her crochet and asked her about it. She taught me some of the basic, you know, just the very basic stitches. And I remember making a square, like a really small square, and it was a blanket for my Barbie. And that's pretty much it. Like, that's all I remember. And I liked it, but I don't think I really picked it back up until later in life when I was closer to teenager years, and I just started kind of, you know, messing around with it again. But I didn't ever finish a project, or I didn't ever, you know, like I would start, but then it wasn't serious yet. It wasn't until about when I got married. So I was in my 20s, and that's when I started picking it up again and trying to finish projects. And I did, and it was just small little things, you know, hats, scarves, nothing too crazy. And then I think it was after I had my first son that it really just started. So around, you know, 2000, it was just kind of like in the late 2000s, let's put it that way, because if I were to say my Instagram started in 2012, but I had been already crocheting a little bit before that. So just kind of late 2000s, early 2010s. I don't know how I would say that, but I really started to take it seriously and started making things. And most of the things I would make was either for us or for family, for friends. It wasn't anything, you know, but it was just, I was actually finishing projects. That's what I'm trying to say, is that I was actually starting and finishing projects. And then around, probably also around the time my second son was, it's just so around the same time for him, because I remember watching YouTube. It was around the time that YouTube started, or so, like, you know, maybe a year afterwards. But I was interested in knitting, so I watched YouTube videos, and that's how I learned how to knit. I started knitting just through watching videos. It was difficult at the beginning, but I kept on going because I just really wanted to learn. And I even remember wanting, after a while, after getting it, wanting to learn how to do the continental way, because at first it was the English method. I think I have that correct, but where you're using your right hand to flick the yarn over and knit or purl. So I really wanted to do the left hand way of doing things. Anyways, point is, you can learn on YouTube if you're a visual person. I'm a very visual person, so I caught on to that, and then I started creating things with knitting. So I just kind of go back and forth. I'm very thankful I learned how to crochet. I think that is something that is nice to have had back, you know, that she had shown me that, and I learned it, and it just stayed with me. I kind of find that a little bit, like, I think it's crazy, but it's awesome that it stuck with me, and I was just able to kind of pick it up, even though, because I mean, by the time I picked it up, I don't think YouTube was around at that time. So it was just crazy how I just remembered how to do that. And anyways, it's been great. Not to say that I don't use YouTube for crocheting. There's still so much to learn. You know, you can learn new things all the time with both of these. So that's kind of my background. I've been really, for 10 plus years, maybe on crocheting closer to 15, I have been doing it consistently and making things. And now, like I mentioned before, I'm selling my items. So that's a new adventure for me, because normally it's just been making gifts and giving, which has been a joy. I love doing that. So, but yeah, we'll see how my next adventure goes on selling. So that's a little background about how I learned how to crochet and knit. Let me know how you learned. I love hearing stories of how people learned how to knit or crochet, or the type of craft. You know, it's always, you know, sometimes some people learn through books, which I think is amazing, because I am not a book person. So that's awesome, because I'm like, whoa, how do you, I'm very visual, so it's like, I gotta see. But yeah, let me know how you learned. That would be exciting to read. So hopefully I haven't talked too much yet. Let's go ahead and start with my finished projects. And I mean, one of them was almost kind of done last week, and I was talking about, it's the baby blanket, the hugs and kisses. Let me take this off. Whoop, that fell down. Oh well, it's okay. And so I did go ahead and finish the hugs and kisses blanket, and I really liked how the border came out. I think the border, maybe it might be too much for some, but I think the border looks really good on this blanket. It's again called the chain coiled border. So here is the blanket. I think it turned out wonderful. I hope baby likes it, and of course mom. I'm just needing to give it a quick wash, and then I will be able to give it to her. So my plan is to do that this week and have it all done and in the home it needs to be in. So yeah, so the Hugs and Kisses blanket by Jeanne Steinhilber, I think it was. Forgot to open my notes here. I was supposed to be prepared. Yes, Steinhilber. Hopefully I'm not saying that wrong. And the colors, again, I used, let me put this somewhere. So, is from Scheepjes, Color Crafter in Urk, Dokkum, and Delft. So, those are the colors I used. And that's my finished project there. And the other one, and that is in crochet. And the other one is this cute, it can be a baby hat to like a toddler size hat. Really, I mean, yeah, toddler. I think that's the size that I used. But I say baby only because you can roll up this brim a little bit more and fit, and it will work just fine. So here is the I'm sorry, hat, a beanie, and it's got this cute cable work, which I love. It's very long, so I mean, you can wear it whichever way, and I have it just the brimmed up way. This pattern is from, the hat is called Jason's Cashmere Hat. You don't have to use cashmere. This is not cashmere. That's just the way the hat is called. It is by Sweet Fiber. And it's just a cute, basic cabled hat I have made. I mean, it almost looks like the other hat that I showed last week, but it's not the same. So, but I have made more in the past, so I really like this pattern. It's just a nice, not too hard, very easy pattern. And the yarn I used, I'm going to be very honest, I completely forgot. So I won't have that information, but you'll have the information of the pattern. So if you want to make this for yourself for up, fall is around the corner. I know some are not ready to hear that, but fall is around the corner and I am looking forward to fall. It is my new favorite season. For about 2 years ago, that's been my new favorite season. It used to be winter. Not that I don't like winter, but as I get older, I'm just like, yeah, fall. I like fall. I like the weather fall. It's just the right temperature, not too cold, not too hot. You got the leaves. You can drink tea or coffee or anything nice and warm and get cuddled up and just, in my case, work on my projects. It's just so beautiful. Again, not to say that the other seasons aren't beautiful. It's just fall is my new favorite season. So, anyways, the whole point to that was that it is around the corner. So if you're looking to make gifts or hats for your family, it's just a really nice pattern. So that is it for my finished projects. I have one more that has been finished, but I didn't want to take too long in this video, so I'm gonna save it for next time. But that's pretty much like I think I'm pretty caught up with that. So moving on to my work in progress. Is something else fell down, so I'm probably gonna have to get that because it's one of my show and tells. My work in progress is going to be the asymmetrical shawl again. I didn't get very far with it because I started another project and I kind of focused on that one a little bit more because I really wanted to get it done. But now it's not done. But anyways, I did still get through a lot. I have a little progress marker here, so hopefully you guys can see the progress marker. It's the black safety pin right there. Okay, so this one, that's where I was at last week. So I mean, I did get some rows in. Yeah, I mean, I got about 4 or 5 inches of work done, and so it's growing, and I'm closer than I was last week to being almost to the stitch count that I need to have before I can start the little lacy part. So I'm hoping to have this one done by this week, and I think I can if I focus on it and not start another project because I have a problem with starting projects. Sometimes they can get hectic, but yeah, so this one is the I will have the information because that one's a harder name. I can't even pronounce it. But the design, the pattern is by Heidi Alander. Alander, probably saying that wrong. So I will have that below. And this yarn is from Yarn Art in the color Flowers. So, am I showing that right? Yeah. In case you guys are wondering, very beautiful color. So I'm happy, or I can't wait to see how it all turns out. So yeah, the project, so that was the one, and the project that I had started last week, kind of like right after the last video, there was this reel I saw on Instagram of a person that I follow. I'll have her information. It's Daniisways or Cj.dsgn, but I'll list it because she doesn't spell design the way design is spelled. So Daniisways is in Spanish and her Cj.dsgn is her English. So she separated it because she's a Spanish speaking, and then the Cj.dsgn is for English. So she posted a reel of this fanny pack, a granny fanny pack. It's more like an over-the-shoulder fanny pack, not so much one you wear in the front. You can, but it's more like an over-the-shoulder. So I thought it was so cute, and I just had to start it. I don't think that she has posted yet like any instructions on her blog. The last time I checked, she still didn't have anything. So I kind of just looked up a granny square that I liked. And I looked it up on YouTube on here. And I just looked up a granny square that I wanted to use. So this is not the same design that she used, but it is a granny square nonetheless. And I really liked this flower one. So I picked this flower one, and I think it looks really pretty. I think the colors look fantastic. I think they complement each other very nicely. Thank you, color wheel. And so I'm almost done with it. I probably need one more row, and then I'm going to line it with some fabric. And yeah, so I also need to go look for a strap, because I don't plan on crocheting the strap to this. In her reel, she also just had ordered a strap on Amazon, and I probably will have to also order it on Amazon, but I'm trying not to. I'm trying to kind of find it here locally, just because, you know, Amazon's great, or online shopping is great, but I don't always like to wait for these things. And I know Amazon can be super quick in the lower 48, but sometimes it can take a little bit of time to get to Alaska. It's gotten better. Sometimes it's really quick, 2-3 days, but most of the time you're waiting like 5-6 days for your stuff. So I'm trying not to wait. So today I'm going to go see if I can find one here locally where I live. That way I don't have to wait, and I can have this done. So this will probably be done for the next video, and I just had to start it. And yes, as you can tell, I just started it and just kept going, and so yes, so I'm using 100% cotton on this project. I'm using the Scheepjes Catona. And this is, like I said, 100% mercerized. I hope I'm saying that word right. Cotton. And the color, this is the color in navy. So my outer color is navy. The green is forest. This one, the pinkish color is, I should probably get closer, is rose wine. And then the yellow is called yellow gold. So those are the colors. Well, I mean, I had them here too. I probably could have. These are the other three, if you want to see a closer look. So yeah, I probably will make another one, just because I really liked, and I don't know if I'm going to do the same granny square. I'm thinking I might do a different type of granny square, just because you can pick any type of granny square you want to do and put them together. So I might do that, or I might do the same one, because I do like how this one came out, but I kind of also want to do like a different granny square type. So I may have another one that might just go directly into my finished projects next week. We'll see. I'm not sure. So yeah, there's that, and that is it for my work in progresses. I do have one more actually that I wasn't planning on sharing today. It is, yeah, I will save that one for next week, because I had waited to get yarn. I was looking for the yarn and finally found it. But okay, we'll just move on. Last couple weeks, let me move this because one of my show and tells fell down. Last couple weeks we had the Fiber Festival here in our town, and so I found some goodies there. And the first goodie is the most cutest thing. I found this, yeah, anyway, so I'm collecting sheeps. I started collecting sheeps and llamas and alpacas for myself, and then now I'm collecting them for my daughter. So I saw this one and I just had to get it, because look how cute he is. It's just the cutest little sheep ever. And it's got, this is from one of the farms here in the valley, and it's called Yule Farm, which I plan on visiting and hopefully take you along with me. I'm hoping to visit it and just kind of, you know, because they have sheep there, and it's another place that, so it's another thing that I would like to kind of take in as a hobby, probably a little bit down the road, because it is, well, one, I have no space for it, but it has always been interesting. I just never picked it up, but it's weaving. Weaving has been just a cool thing. I love to learn how to weave. So again, that might be something in the future, as, yeah, we'll see. But I would love to learn how to weave. So this farm teaches that. They have looms that you can rent out. And I think that they also have just where you can see their sheep and kind of see the process, or just learn about the process. So I'm hoping to kind of do that this coming week, like I said. So maybe there will be a video on that if I'm able to do that. So, but again, cute little sheep. Thought this was cute. So that was one of my finds. The other find I had is this beautiful yarn. It is Superwash Merino, and this is from Dancing Skies Fiber. Very, very pretty colorway. Again, like I mentioned last week, a lot of the colors I picked are for baby girl, just thinking I could make something for her, or maybe, we'll see. I mean, I'm not sure. I was thinking a hat for her on this, like just something when she gets older, or I might change my mind and make something different. So we'll see. But I thought this was very pretty, so I had to get it. I mean, I know I have a ton of yarn, and I have a purpose for all the yarn. Trust me, I do. And I know I probably should not be buying any more yarn, but it's just so hard to just not get the yarn. That list just calling your name. So yeah, that was one of them. And then the other one is from Fiber and Ice. Is the brand, yeah, it's called, yeah, it's right there, Fiber and Ice. I really liked this colorway. Of course, this is more of my kind of colors, so we'll see what I do with this, because I think this would be a nice sweater or something more. I only got one though, so we'll see, because I know that I probably should have gotten more if I'm going to make something bigger, but I haven't decided yet, and I need to decide soon so I can make sure I get the same lot. Yeah, because I think these are lots. So yeah, this one is called Wraven, the color. Thought it was very, very beautiful. So those were my finds at the Fiber Festival. I had missed the first day, which was the day that I think there was a little bit more activities, things that you can kind of try out. So I kind of missed that day. And so when we went, it was already kind of like not dying down, but just it was the last day, and you know, so I'm looking forward to it for next year, just because, yeah, like I said, I wanted to go on the first day and I just missed it. Like, I completely missed the time frame. Anyways, so yes, those were the finds that I found there, and that is all I have for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope maybe you guys got some inspiration. Check out the patterns if you're looking for anything. We'll have them down below. And I hope you guys have a wonderful week this week. Enjoy your weather. I know that it's very easy to maybe, like myself, complain about it or say little things of, but then I know come winter, or come, you know, not so much fall, because like I said, I like fall, but come winter, it's the opposite, and then it's like, oh my gosh, winter. So I always try to be positive and stay on the bright side of, you know, gotta enjoy this while we have it. So yeah, so anyways, before I keep rambling on, again, have a great week. If comment down below, let me know what you did in your last week, or what finds you found. Did you have a fiber festival going on around where you live? Yeah, anything like that. So I will talk to you guys next week.